what's up, y'all? So, uh, what am I doing? Oh, yeah. This is Grey's Anatomy, Season 16, Episode 6, Whistling Past the Graveyard. Yes, this episode, those Halloween episodes really don't have much to them because they focus on the fact that it's Halloween. So it's not that much that really went on in this episode. I will say, I liked it. We got a little bit of an emotional moment. A couple little things. So yeah, it was a nice episode. We'll get right into it. So we start off with Grey. She's in the jail, of course. I'm just go ahead and get her out the way because her part in this show was probably a total of like 5 minutes in this episode. So she was in the jail because she didn't go to community service, so she had to finish her community service in jail. So she was in the excuse me. She was in the jail with the girl she was in jail with. She was actually having like real life issues. And, Mary was complaining about maybe not having a job, but old girl is worried about maybe not even getting her kids back because she went to work and left her kids at home sleeping. Her son called 911 because mom was gone. I was watching it and I'm like, oh man, she should have bailed her out. And then she bailed her out at the end of the episode. It made me really, happy about that. She, yeah, you know how that always goes. It's always like that. It's always like that. What the heck? Anyways, so yeah, you know how it is. Anytime somebody got some money, they always bail out who they was in jail with or something. They always end up doing something like that. That was pretty much that. She wasn't really in this episode much. So then, I guess I'll follow up right with DeLuca. So, DeLuca taking care of the kids because Meredith's in, jail, so he's helping out with the kids, playing that real dad role. And Zola's all like, leave me alone, you're not my dad. And, so then they have a moment together. And she says it's because Derek helped her with her costume that he was trying to help her with when she was younger. And that was the last thing that he did last time or something he did before he died or whatever. And then they have a whole talk about Derek and, what kind of surgeon he was. And, he's really good with the kids. I like seeing him with the kids. So their little part, that was really it for them. And we got, okay, I'll get them out. Hunt and Teddy, So Teddy's, they have costumes for the kids or whatever that his mom made, and she kind of freaks out because she's thinking that he wants her to be this type of housewife that does all this extra kind of stuff, and I feel like Hunt knows her better than that. How long have they known each other? Like 20 something years. So why would I think he would know her a little bit better than that. I guess she was just freaking out because the situation is a little much. She went from having one kid to getting together with Hunt and now having two. I did like the fact that at the end he said, "You dressed our babies as dead babies." It was so funny to me. What was cool about that is me, like, how he said our babies, I'm like glad she's taking on that role. Which I wish that Amelia still would have taken on that role for the baby. I wish she would have taken on that role. That would have been nice to see. But she didn't. And, that was it for them. There wasn't really much to them this episode. So then, I guess, moving on right on to Amelia and Bailey have this moment. And they're talking about their hormones and stuff. And it's hilarious. it's was nice to see them bond over the fact that they're pregnant and talk about the hormones, and she's giving her tips on how not to be hormonal. You know, in the end, it doesn't work because she gets to talking to Tom. And, you know, I kind of felt for Tom this week. I still don't like him, but I felt for him because he talks about how he's like, she said he was the Grinch of Halloween. And he talks about how he had a son and they loved Halloween. And, how they would make costumes every year, and how his son never got to wear his last costume because he died 2 weeks before Halloween. And they had a little moment, and Bailey starts crying, and she's hormonal like the whole episode, and she finally just lets it out, and that was a funny. But you know, he got a little bit of cool points. I still don't like him. He can still kick rocks. So then we got, back to Amelia, I should say. They go to dinner with Link's parents. And Link is all like, you know, she's all nervous because she's like, parents don't like her. Well, then she gets there, she's all blabby. Like, why are you being all blabby? That's why parents don't like you. You telling, like, a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? She told everything about her and Hunt and, you know, the kids, Betty and I can't remember that boy's name. Betty's son that Hunt adopted, that she should have been there with. I can't remember his name right now. It'll come to me. So then, you know, Link's parents said that they're gonna, you know, get back together. And Link gets mad and walks out because he's like, you guys put me through hell my whole childhood because I would do everything to please you so you guys would never have to see each other. And, you know, so he's upset about that. He leaves and walks out. And she's all like, oh my gosh. Because, you know, they kind of still don't know each other and they haven't seen each other in that type of environment or space yet, getting mad and all that. So, you know, that was cool to see how, you know, they dealt with that. So then, yeah, he just blurts out like, oh yeah, by the way, when he comes back to the table, he starts going off. Oh yeah, no, he said that before. He said, yeah, you're going to be grandparents or whatever. And she's all like, surprise. And I'm all like, that was corny. Yeah, that was pretty much it for them. Let's see. So Alex, Weber, and Hunt over at that Pac North. And I'm gonna tell you something. That hospital's a doozy. I feel like I'm watching The Resident. I honestly feel like I'm watching The Resident because, you know, it's like a lot of, you know, gives me real Resident vibes. I know I keep saying that, but it's really giving me the Resident vibes. With the way that they're interacting and, you know, but this is true. This stuff really happens in hospitals. They find dead bodies because it used to be a mental hospital. Find dead bodies, which hence the name of the episode. With what? Whistling past the graveyard. So, you know, the graveyard's right there. So, yeah. Excuse me. Something in my throat. So, yeah. They deal with that, and they're trying to get investors, you know, and seeing them build this hospital is like really cool to me. I'm really excited about seeing where they go with this hospital. I keep saying that every week. It's like so cool to me to see how they're gonna get this hospital off the ground, and you know, I really think they will, and I think Bailey will want them back, and he won't want to come back because he's gonna have a great hospital in his hands, and you know. It's kind of like, sorry about your luck. So, you know, I don't know. I feel like, you know, they might be back at the hospital, but it's cool to see them at two different hospitals doing different things and not just the same old, you know. This season is very, very different. But at the same time, I kind of feel like this season haven't been as good as other seasons, but I like it, but I don't know how other people will like it. And this is the kind of season that people can get bored with watching Grey's Anatomy on. It doesn't bore me. I love Grey's Anatomy. I watch it anyways. But to people who get bored of things and don't know how to go through the trials and tribulations of a show, it might bother them. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see the numbers. I should start looking that up, the numbers for the episodes and stuff, because I don't think that people are really. This is kind of been a little bit boring. It could be boring to people sometimes. To some extent, and I don't know how the numbers are going to do. But next week, if nothing else, next week's episode is going to get viewers back looking at it, because next week that stuff crazy. Cause you remember how Hunt and Amelia, she told him she didn't want to have no kids, but honestly, I feel like that was the tumor talking, and I don't think that she really meant that. I feel like it was half the tumor talking, and then half the fact that she had lost her baby. Her baby was born without a brain. I think she was scared, and half of it was the tumor. So, because she went back and forth on it, because at first she said she did want kids, and then, once she had that tumor, she didn't want kids. So I don't know if it was something like that, but Hunt's mad about it. And I'm sitting here like, well, dang, are you over Amelia, or are you still want Teddy? Because if you really think about it, they was living a happy life, taking care of them 2 kids. So, I don't know. I gotta think about it. But I feel like they was happy taking care of Betty and the kid. And I feel like, they had a whole little family. And I don't get why he's that mad, but he really didn't even want her no more. So I don't know what the problem is. Men always gotta be getting mad. That's why I stay to myself. But anyway, so then we got Weber and his wife. He gonna see Whitley over there making some passes at the Weber and all that. So about, it ain't what you think you seen. Who knows? Who knows what really happened? Who knows? I'm not convinced. Weber, you about to get back on my bad side like you was in like season like 5 or 6. Back on my bad side. Season 6, when he took back over being chief. And that's when Isaac had that surgery. So DeLuca talked about that surgery that Derek did about Isaac. And I think that was season 6. Yeah. That was definitely season 5 or 6. So he about to get back on my bad side like he was then. So yeah. So I'll let y'all go. And we'll see what's crack-a-lacking next week. Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, I'll see y'all later. Like, subscribe, comment, tell me if you like the videos. If you don't like the videos, I want to know it all. Thank you. Goodbye.